Stepping off the porch stoop. Hey guys, Kevin here, 8 o'clock tomato talk. Nice weather again. We just did I just did a pretty long video about this 8x3 raised bed right here. It's got the leaf covering on it now. Last week it did not have a leaf covering. It actually had a cover crop on it, mixture of daikon radish and spring oats and some red clover. I've chopped the tops. I have been careful not to remove the roots or disturb the soil too much. I used a really sharpened mattox and just kind of peeled the half-inch or first inch or half-inch so of the soil and just kind of left that there as a chop and drop kind of thing, where you chop the tops of the greenery away that is benefiting your soil. In the case of that cover crop, it was bringing up nitrogen from that red clover. Any legume like a clover, which is a legume, will draw nitrogen up from the soil and fix it to little nodules on the roots, and then it'll just remain there at the root level for the plants that I want to grow as veggies next year. Whatever I choose to put in there: lettuce, spinach, cabbage, tomatoes, of course. And so, yeah, that's what we did. A video, pretty lengthy one, doing a real short one now. And this one is about, where does my dirt come from? And one of my little mottos here is start small, think big. And so that also comes into play when it comes to garnering the soil. You guys know I've found inventive ways to fill these raised beds. This one here we were just mentioning, it's just got a thin 2 or 3 inch layer of compost, the unscreened compost, but the bottom underneath that is all rotted weeds, logs, all kinds of stuff. This one here is very thick compared to that as far as the planting medium level, the soil level, garden soil level. It's probably 8 to 10 inches deep, because I planted directly into this carrots and lettuce and some Asian greens, and then spinach, which you can still see is growing there, and there's a Swiss chard plant. So I needed to plant into that right away. That's where I got, and that soil I got from the actual woods here, from some rotted trees and branches that were just laying there rotting, and leaves. Just scraped it up here and there, didn't disturb the forest too much, but got enough to fill 3/4 of this. The rest of it is the same as the 8x3, just a undergirder, if you will, of a hugelkultur method, which is rotting logs, branches, twigs, etc., topped by vegetation, dead weeds. No seeds in those weeds, whenever possible. You don't want to implant a bunch of seeds into your raised bed, wheat seeds. This one, same way as the first one, the other 8x3, just a thin layer of topsoil or compost, probably 3 to 4 inches the most, and underneath that is, once again, weeds, leaves, old brown grass clippings, some green grass clippings, and that's it. Just not much soil, but it will become soil as the things underneath break down. But one of the ways I got soil I thought was so cool. So check this out, guys. We had a big tree fall down. We heat our house most of this winter with a wood burner stove, and so with this big red oak that fell, it really big, I mean at least 60 feet tall, maybe 70 feet tall, and it fell from our property further onto our property, which was really good news, because then I get to kind of claim it for firewood. Woohoo! And so I went out there and I was chopping at it and noticed it was rotted in the middle, which happens out in the woods. Nothing's getting trimmed out there, maintenance out there. Nature, the system that God created, is just taking care of itself and just running like a finely oiled machine. And it's really a wonder to behold. So one of the things that happens is tree branches fall to the ground, slowly break down, become soil. In the meantime, they become homes for beetles and centipedes and worms, earthworms, and even more, much smaller critters, the microscopic sized critters as well. Well, I was chopping away at this tree anyway, back to the story, and I noticed it was hollow, had some leaves that had fallen down into it or were pushed down into it. And it turns out, if you'll look up into the corner, I'm going to try to put a picture right here, there was this hollowed out log 8, 10, 12 inches across. Just the outer rim was intact still. You could see the bark and everything, but the middle was decomposed inner wood mixed with the leaves that had been shoved down in there by some animal or something that were breaking down along with, so the leaves were breaking down in there. The inside of the log was breaking down, and this is what, you can see how dark that was in the picture in the middle of that log. Look at this soil. Can you see how dark that is, guys? It is such, it's like, it looks like coffee grounds, but it's amazing. I don't know what I'm going to do with this little bucket worth. I've got about, 8, 10 pounds of dirt here. But this is all from the inside of that log. Now, are you ready for this? I'm going to I've taken the other picture down now. I'm going to show you a second picture. Here's what else was inside this log. I found little bones and this skull of some kind of rodent. Yep, I'm pretty sure by the looks of the teeth that were left. Maybe it was a squirrel that died in there. That, along with the rotting insides of the log and the leaves and debris that had collected in there from a knot hole on the top side of the log that fell in naturally. It's the craziest thing. Inside there was a rotted, the completely broken down remains of what I believe was a squirrel. You guys can correct me by your comments if you can identify that skull. I'm just going to call it a squirrel because these woods are full of eastern gray squirrels and fox squirrels, both. Crazy. That as well became soil. That is starting small, thinking big. I'm chopping wood for firewood. I see dirt. Very unusual way to get soil, but nonetheless, I got it out of the middle of a log, and here it is, this 5-gallon bucket half full of this amazing, wonderful, crumbly black soil. And look, there's even a nut right there. Can you see that little piece of nut? Just real little right there. Just see it kind of right there. I've got it lifted up there, it went. But yeah, I mean, so there are all kinds of remains. Amazing. So there it is, a little short video on where I get my soil sometimes in the strangest places. Have a great day. This is 8 o'clock Tomato Talk, Kevin. Please subscribe and like and whatever all those other gizmos are on the thing you see below my face in the YouTube. But if you guys subscribe, that means I'll just be more encouraged that people are watching this and the word's getting out there. Exciting. Start small, think big. Get your dirt from wherever you can, your garden soil from wherever you can. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.